Alrighty, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and in today's video, we are quite literally going to be going over how Luke Alexander made 100k in 6 days, which is insane, with this social funnel for his new offer, which is called the IPO. Now, if you're unsure about who Luke Alexander is, he's basically, I don't want to sugarcoat it, but kind of like an Iman Gadzhi in this space, right? He's kind of like that kind of person. He's known for doing sales and closing. But besides the fact that I'm literally going to be breaking down his whole funnel that helped him make 100k in 6 days with this social funnel, and how you can take it too and make a lot of money with your high ticket offer, high ticket program, whatever you run, like pretty much anything. But before we get into that, right now, I know there's a whole bunch of you that could be that are watching this that run a high ticket offer, or might be running a mid ticket offer, a low ticket offer, whatever offer it is, right? But you seem to not make any sales. You can't book any calls for the offer, which is absolutely horrible. No one wants to be in that position. I've talked to many people who, many creators especially, which is insane because they have a huge traffic source, especially these creators who can't seem to use their audience, nurture their audience to actually funnel them to book a call or to buy the high ticket, mid ticket, or low ticket product, which is kind of not good. Now, Luke Alexander, right, he does the complete opposite of this. He uses his audience and he does his marketing amazingly well. He creates his whole funnel. Everything is absolutely beautiful the way he has created it. So, before I actually break into that, right, this is kind of the reason that many of you your high ticket programs, coaching, offers, things like that don't work so well. So, they literally run a funnel like this, right? This isn't even a funnel. This is just like a next step, kind of like a website thing. They have the content here, and then they just take them straight to a page to book a call without really educating them, right? So this misses a whole bunch of steps, which are really the key steps that get people to buy. This is just like kind of like going from level 1 to 100 with a boss in a video game, right? So you don't qualify the prospect, first of all, so you don't even know if they have the buying power or the kind of ideal client that you want to work with. You don't even convince the prospect. You don't build trust with them, right? You have to build trust in you, your offer, your product with the prospect before they buy, or they book a call, right? Because booking a call, they're still exchanging something. It may not be money they're exchanging. They're still exchanging their time though. And you also don't convince them with basic psychology and marketing tactics, direct response, that kind of stuff. So that's the reason that a lot of the coaches that I've seen, a lot of content creators I've seen running their high ticket offer, it just doesn't work well because they don't understand this. Now, something that's even worse that I've seen other creators run, other coaches run, other consultants run with a high ticket offer or a mid ticket offer is they go to a content and then they go just directly to a payment link for a high ticket program, coaching offer, or whatever it is. This is more applicable to the high ticket, but think about it, right? Let's just think about it logically for a second. If you just found this guy on the internet, or maybe you've been following him for a couple months, a month or 2 months, right? But you just like his content, you don't even know what his content really is about. You just know what he sells and what his niche is, right? And then his funnel is his content, and then it's just a link directly to his website where it gives a little explanation about what he does and what his offer is. And then there's a payment link there for $3,000 plus. What's the chance you're going to pay for it, right? Tell me right now, what's the chance you're going to pay $3,000? Just drop $3,000. There are very few people that are going to be doing that, and those people are usually going to be in a lot of pain, which is good. But most of the time, right, you have to do so much more work to actually nurture your audience, your traffic to actually buy. Because I'm just throwing a number out there, right? I heard someone say that only 40% of the people usually buy on the first time, right? So you got to make sure that you can, that if you're running something like this, you're not even getting like 40%. You're getting like maybe 1%. Like no one's gonna buy. Okay, so I just want to say, right? So if you are a coach, creator, or expert looking to run a mid to high ticket offer, this video is something you have to watch because Luke Alexander's funnel is something that can be replicated, and I've seen other people replicate it over and over again. You also might be running an offer right now, struggling to make sales or get people to book a call. You have to watch this video because the funnel that I'm about to go through about for Luke Alexander's IPO offer is something that you can leverage for your offer as a coach, creator, or educational expert. And really quickly, right, if you are looking to implement what we're going to go over in this video for your low to high ticket offer, ranging from all what we're going to go over, systems, automations, all that kind of stuff, right? Funnels, sales processes, especially the funnels, and everything completely done for you for your high ticket offer. Check out the link below, shoot me a message on IG, and it's just right there, or it's in the link below if you need help out with any of that stuff there. So let's just jump right into it. So first, right, this is the basic kind of funnel that he kind of runs. So essentially it's attention, captures interest, conversion, and then retargets, right? That retargeting part there is so insanely important. And honestly, I could probably add that up to around here, the conversion spot or a capture interest spot. All right, so first, right, we are going to go over attention here. So essentially here, this is Luke Alexander, right? And this is his offer right now for his IPO. How to start an info product operating business and make 50K to 100K a month profit by selling blue ocean offers and generating massive results for your clients. Now, what's key to understand here is that his target audience and the people that he's targeting are very educated people, right? Sales reps, SMA owners, and growth businesses. So these are people that have very much a lot of experience in his offer, I guess, or in online business in general, because he's not targeting someone brand new or someone entering space or someone like e-com. These are people that understand what he's selling. So he's talking to them as if they are educated, because that's the people he wants to target. Because his offer IPO isn't for beginners, because it's essentially, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, it's essentially high ticket growth operating. That's what he's offering, right? Because growth operating is seen as community building and that kind of stuff. This one is high ticket growth operating, essentially. So the way that Luke Alexander does it is first he gathers attention via social channels or organic marketing. So what he does is he uses YouTube, his Instagram, and his X. Now, he hasn't actually done a lot of direct marketing for this. He's just plugged it a little on his stories, things like that, for his marketing, or maybe made a couple YouTube videos, right? But he hasn't had a huge marketing campaign in terms of actually showing off his IPO offer. So as we can see here, right, this is the bulk of the marketing that he's doing in terms of like the IPO that he's running. It's mainly videos running up from things like this, from here, this funnel video, all the way to where he talks about IPO. This one, how to make 100K a month in IPO. That's like a case study, so that's really good for him. And then basically what he does is he just plugs the link there. So he plugs the link there, and then he has his other offers there. So that's what he's trying to mainly run now, his IPO. Then he also has the same for his here. It's just the link to his funnel here, and then that's the same with his Instagram as well. He's very omnipresent. He's trying to hit everything, because if he doesn't, right, if he only hits, let's say, Instagram, right, he is missing out on, granted, some people might follow him the same, but he's missing out on potentially 58,000 people on his X, and then 34,000 people on his YouTube. So it's a lot of people that he's missing out. So he's being omnipresent, which is amazing. That's what you want to do as well with your offer when you do try to sell something. So as you can see, attention via social channels and organic marketing. So that's what he does: makes videos, makes reels, things like that, educates. Now, what he does here is, obviously, you click on the sales page, the link, and you go onto the sales page. And what he wants to do at that point is capture interest and your data. Now, this one is very key, because once he has your data, he can retarget you however much he wants. He can talk to you however much he wants. So basically, the way that it works, right? So we'll go over here, and I'll show you what this is, and then I'll further explain here. So essentially, what this looks like, right, is once you go on the page, this is the headline that is shown. And this headline is so important because it's very direct response orientated, and it's very like actually niched down to who he's actually targeting, and he's showing off big numbers. So there's a lot of key components as to why this sales page works so well. So as you can see, he's targeting some very educated people and a lot of people that have a lot of money and want to make more money. And then you can see here, he gives you the offer of what he's actually trying to sell, and then he gives a big number that most business people could only dream of hitting or want to hit as their goal. And then obviously the sub headline. So the main reason that this works, right, this sales page works so well, is the thing is he doesn't even have a VSL. So usually there would be VSL here on the page, which would tell you about the video, or to opt in to watch the video, or there would be a free training. But literally all it is just the page, and then it has this kind of like drawn on KPIs. So here you can just see it, and I'm pretty sure this is just showing the market potential of how much money you can make with his IPO opportunity. But essentially, right, the reason that it works so well is because of who he's targeting. So it's a very educated people, and people that would obviously have come through his content, so they know what he's selling. So they're already very warm. So they're between solution and product aware. And then he also has social proof. So you can see that even though this is a new offer, he launched a beta group. I'm pretty sure it was 10 people, and it was $10,000 per person. So he got collected, or 6 people. It was 60 to 100k, I believe he collected, and he helped these people run his IPO offer, and then he's collected social proof. So even though they already trusted him, this just further concretes that IPO is the way for all the people that he's targeting. And then also here, this was the opt-in page itself. So it went from the sales page, then you click the learn more here, and then it takes you to the opt-in page. So here, this is what the bread and butter is. Essentially, restates what the offer is, what you can do, and then collects your name, email address, and your phone number, and then watch now. So that would obviously entail that a VSL is coming. So this is amazing because even Luke understands his audience so well. He understands that besides the fact that his audience is also very aware of what his solution and his product is, he's also very aware of how educated his audience is, right? Imagine you were trying to target a completely cold audience from business, trying to sell them on something via ads, right? It would be very hard. So kind of like what Iman Gati does, right? Where he brings in new people to the business. So essentially, right, what the main goal of this part is just to capture the data. So your name, email address, and phone, and then you take the next step, which is obviously to watch the VSL. So he shows a screenshot which captures curiosity on the IPO, right? Because he shows these big numbers, but there's no explanation. Which a lot of funnels usually run. They run a pre-VSL funnel, so they have usually the page here, and then there's the VSL. But he's done something a bit different. So he's waiting for the opt-in here. He's waiting for the opt-in, and then the VSL's here on the other side instead of being on the front end usually, which other creators and people and coaches run. So, but the premise is still the same. The goal is always to collect data at this stage. Whatever funnel you're running, goal is to collect data, and that's what he did. Collects data via opt-in form, and essentially the reason that you want to collect the data, right? So the opt-in to watch the VSL, it collects data for retargeting and direct contact. So now you can SMS market them, you can SMS them, you can get your sellers to directly contact them. And then obviously it takes them to the next step, which is to watch the VSL, which obviously you need to get them to the final step of to get them further down your pipeline and funnel. So the other thing is you can also start email marketing them, which Luke actually does. He starts emailing you and probably eventually tries to sell you on the email side of it as well, because emails can bring in a lot of revenue. So there we've shown how he actually captures interest. Now we go into conversion / call to action. So essentially it's a video sales letter with a countdown timer. So here you have this video sales letter, and then there's the timer here, which is the application. So the reason that he does a timer is because most people don't actually watch the video sales letter. They just really skip it. So this kind of forces you to watch the sales letter before you can actually start applying, because the sales letter is really important, as you want your person, before they move on to the next step, you want them to be educated. You want them to understand what the IPO is, because some people might be asking, what is IPO? I have no idea what IPO is. So you want to educate them. So that's the main reason for that. So that VSL is obviously to build trust up as well, to get them to understand what he does. So essentially it educates viewers on the opportunity, and it also pre-sells them and objection handles them for the sales call to sell them, because that's the next step. It's selling them on the sales call. And the countdown timer, there's a countdown timer before then we can move on to the next step. Like I said, it ensures the potential prospect watches the video to become a lot more product aware before the next step. So then what the final one of the final steps, so it's a call to action / conversion. So here, application. So essentially what you do once the countdown time is gone, the application shows up. So this is one of the most important parts, because how bad is it if you get a lot of leads coming through the pipeline, but only like 5% of them are actually qualified, the rest 95% is unqualified? Obviously those are kind of unrealistic numbers, or it could be realistic. I don't know about how your process or your audience is, but essentially this is one of the most important parts, because what it does is it collects the data, and then it actually qualifies you. So he'll ask things like, how much do you have to invest, things like that. So he financially qualifies you. He sees if you do have the experience, because like I said, IPO isn't something for beginners. So he financially qualifies you, make sure that you have the experience and you also have the money to actually run it. So he asked, these are some of the questions I pulled. What does your past business experience look like? So he essentially qualifies you. Now, like I said, it's a qualification process to make sure you're the right candidate. Does not waste time, resources for the process, setup, automations, all that kind of stuff. That's the reason for it, because even like besides the fact that they may be unqualified, so they're bang, you just filled up. There was just an unnecessary call. It also wasted time of the setters where they could be hopping on a call with a much more qualified person. Waste time for the closers. Waste money as well, because time is money, like I said, and also your systems, because systems does cost money to run. Now, once you do apply, right, there's actually two parts. So there's if you're qualified or if you're unqualified. So if you're unqualified, right, they don't actually have a redirect or a downsell setup, which is surprising, but well, not as much surprising because they just recently launched this, but I'm sure they'll have that in the future, like they have the closer cartel. So it doesn't allow you to book a call, because that's the end goal. Because this questionnaire, like it says, fill out the application below and book a time with our team. So if you answered the wrong questions on the call application, then it just redirects you to not be able to book a call. But if you do qualify, you can choose a time to book a call, and then the pre-flow starts, and then you get setters to message you, the sales assets get sent to you, all that kind of stuff before they try and sell you on the sales call. So that kind of stuff. Now, that's essentially the conversion. Now, the retargeting part, right, happens mainly here in the captured the data, right? So they essentially can run ads now. They can keep DMing you on Instagram, because they can collect your Instagram data as well. They can keep retargeting you on Instagram, DM you, get the setters to SMS, text you, WhatsApp. They can hit you everywhere now because they have your Instagram, your phone number, your email. They can email market you. They can run ads towards you. So now they have all that data. Now, I'm hoping this wasn't very overly complicated. It is quite straightforward, but just to really break it down even more simpler for anyone to understand, I've breaking it down to this 3-step, right? So this is essentially how most, like literally any funnel works. It just moves like that. It's just, the main goal is just to get them to the next step and then to the next step. So at the top of funnel, right, for Luke Alexander, it's content mainly, but for you, top of funnel could be ads, affiliates, and what you do is you're trying to get people inside your landing page and get their foot in the door. Content is by far the most powerful one, because if you have a good audience and they trust you, they trust you, and then they're also more aware of you, so they're more likely to buy. Because when you're running ads, I'm guessing it's most likely a cold audience, so it's harder you have to do a lot more to get them to trust you. You might need an intro offer, or if it's affiliates, right, that might have a bit more trust factor compared to ads, but still, it still takes a much more work. So content is king. And then the middle of funnel is essentially a video sales letter or a landing page, essentially somewhere where you can collect their data, get them to opt in, and get them more educated, right? The main goal here is to obviously get data via opt-in. Give them something to collect their data. And then the bottom of funnel is the buy now, book a call. So essentially it's a call to action to get them to do what you want, right? That's the main problem. A lot of people don't even have a call to action. They just confuse the hell out of people, and it's really annoying. Then what you can also do here, right, based off the data you've collected, then you can also set up retargeting, get setters to message, and if you don't book a call, you can run ads to retarget. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, the main goal is to collect data. So, because like I said, right, most of the time, like I said, I heard it from someone, about 40% of the time, only 40% of people really buy or do the call to action on the first go. So you have to retarget them, get setters to DM them on Instagram, everything. Now, I know this kind of looks like a simple process, especially when I broke it down here, but there is so many moving parts here that if one thing is wrong, it can kind of crumble everything. So, like, if your automations and systems are wrong, no one might be able to, like, if your calendar's completely messed up, no one will know when their call is. Or what if your buttons don't work? You can't even push them down the next step of the funnel. So you have to make sure everything actually works in unison. There's a whole bunch of moving parts. Imagine it's like a cobweb, right? Absolutely horrible cobweb, right? And then, like, with a cobweb, everything is connected to everything to help it hold up. And then this breaks, everything else just starts falling apart. That's what's happening with this funnel especially. It's a very simple and direct funnel. Like all funnels, they're always trying to get them to the next step. But a lot of moving parts, so you have to really make sure that you know what you're doing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, if you need any help at all with your funnels, sales process automations, like your sales process, pre-call flows, or anything that you need to apply to automations, if you already have a coaching offer, if you want to try and start a coaching offer, or need some consulting, just DM me on Instagram or check out the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a blessed day.